I need to give myself the most variety of options ever. You know,
Are
like
you one of them people, man, who, I see it on Twitter a lot of times with debates about, is college useful? Is it a scam? Do you have to go to college? Or, what I'm saying, or you go to trade school? I mean, what is your take on that? Because I just feel like, in my opinion, I just feel like it has to be the person who wants it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like
facts,
college might be for you or might not be for you. You know what I'm
facts,
saying? If it's too expensive, they do have trade school.
facts.
There's some people who feel like, man, well, I got rich not going to college. Well, that
Yeah,
worked for you,
yeah.
but you know what I'm saying? So what do you feel about that, man?
I feel like in order to be successful in life, you have to find the intersection where your passion meets value,
Uh-huh.
right? Like that's the combination of success. Because at the end of the day, when you're passionate about something, you're nobody's gonna have to tell you to do research about what you're passionate about. Nobody's gonna have to tell you to take an extra step about what you're passionate about, you know? And now when you find a way to make that passion meet some kind of value, like somebody could put a valuation on your passion, now you're making money doing what you love. You know, that doesn't equate to, oh, I have to go to school to make money doing what I love. You know, because this life that we live is so short. If you really think about it, you're born from zero to till like what 3 4 years old, or what year do people enroll in school? Like 3 4?
I think like 5.
Yeah, like 5. From
5.
0 to 5, you're permitted to be a waste man. No offense, you know, like you do whatever you want to do, run around, play, like drink milk, like hee hee ha, 0 to 5, do whatever you want to do. From 5 till you're what 18,
18, high school, 18.
5 to 18, you're being trained to be either like successful at school, or that is like the most integral part of your training to become who you're really going to be. Like that age 5 to 18 is going to shape you as a person, because you hear people say by the time you're 24, like you're stuck in your ways, like 18 to 24, I believe is when you can make your mistakes, trial and error,
Yeah.
all the skills that I've learned from 0 to 18, now I'm going to put them in play.
Yeah.
Can I be successful at this? Okay, no. Well, I'm only 18. I can move around and do this.
Yeah.
Oh, am I passionate at this? Oh, because at that point, you're already in college,
Yeah.
So do I like college? No, I don't like college. Okay, well, I'm going to drop out of college. I'm going to chase my dreams.
Yeah.
Like if you're chasing your dreams from 18 to 24, what's that, like 5 years? Like,
about 4 or 5.
yeah, about 4 or 5 years. Between that time, like you're going to realize, what it is that you want to do. So I think, and then by the time you're 24 and you're going into 30 and you're 40, at that point it's like, man, you might have a kid already, like you're already grown as hell, like you're living on your own, you have real fucking responsibilities, like
Bills.
yeah, you have bills, like at that point life is already at your fucking doorstep,
I'm already yeah.
So it's like, then once you're there, once you're 50, 60, 70, do you want to keep working or do you want to retire? Like, so in that instant, your life has gone by, so you have like a very short time span to really find where your passion meets your value, because you can't be chasing that. It's like, it's not saying there's no time on success at the end of the day. Like that's something important that everybody has to understand. Like somebody can be hustling their whole life and not, making anything, and they get to the age of 30, get to the age of 40 and become a fucking millionaire, and make more money than some people that have been doing it the quote unquote right way their whole life.
I know stories like that where somebody's just been broke, been working. They're at 36 years old, they just blew up, got rich.
Exactly.
Man, at
So
36.
you can't time it, you can't time it, but I guarantee you that person at 36, they kept either looking for their passion, or finding the value in who they are, or finding the value in something that they can do, and that's the equation to success. So I don't think going to school, like I have very close friends that dropped out of school, are super successful, some of them are more successful than I am, like, so I don't think you have to be in school to be successful, I don't think you have to go to college to be successful. Like there are people that start their own brands. And then our society today, not even in America but worldwide, our society like is so supportive of the entrepreneurial spirit. Like the internet is the bravado for entrepreneurs.
Somebody said, I think I heard it like a couple years ago. They was like, man, today's generation, your social media is your resume, basically.
Facts,
Like
facts,
that's your resume, your
facts.
body at work. So,
And it's also, and it could also be your bank account. Like outside of like, I'm not talking about, oh, people are capping on social media. There are people that are making real money
real money,
on
yeah.
social media.
Yeah.
Like real money.
You heard
Like
about what happened though with the pandemic? They said, man, all the G wagons got bought up. All the top notch cars were getting bought up because everybody was getting more richer and richer than the
yeah,
people. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
And it's like it's on all levels. It's like like on any field.
Yeah.
Whether you talk about people on OnlyFans making money, like you're talking about YouTubers making money. You talk about anything.
Hustle.
Like anything. Everybody's just hustling. Like the internet. The internet is like, I think in our generation, like people might not realize, but we actually had a gold rush, and our gold rush was the information that the internet gave to the whole world.
Yeah.
Like that was the gold rush of our generation. Like if you think about how much money a lot of regular people made from crypto,
Yeah.
like just in that small time span, it changed a lot of people's lives.
Yeah.
If you think about just the information that people grab, that's why, like, this is like a small example, but if you look at, like, think about when you went to prom, and what prom was for you. And think about what you see prom is today on like Instagram.
It's not even the same.
It's
Like,
nowhere
I think
close.
when I went to prom, I just got a regular big baggy black suit. You know what I'm saying? Because back then, prom was really just about the after prom.
Yeah,
Just wait,
facts.
you know what I'm saying? But now it's like they just dog.
They're pulling up in cars that people that have people.
Bro, and like I've been saying this too. It's like, bro, people in high school nowadays are coming to school with 5,000 in their pocket,
Facts.
a mirror, everything.
Facts.
I'm like, where is you going after school? Like you 17, 16, where is you really going after school?
Because we all live on the internet, So even though we're physically on Earth and we're
Yeah.
like going to places on Earth, we
Yeah.
live on the internet, So it's like there's all types of ways to make money, legal or illegally, on the internet.
Yeah.
And you have children digesting that, Like they're seeing that they're able to communicate with somebody that they might look up to. Maybe it's your older brother's friend, or your friends, or your cousin, or your uncle, or whoever it might be, that they have social media.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like if I see my uncle posting like who got BOA, and I was 16, and I was 16 and stuck in a situation in high school, like, yo, Unc,
Yeah.
like, I got my whole teammates, we all got BOA,
Yeah.
like, what you say? Like, so that, that's what the internet is doing, or it's allowing people to, oh, I could create a design, put it on the internet. If I'm popular and so many people share it, like, maybe the world will eat it up,
Bruh.
and now, boom, like,
I'm kind of like salty that like I went to high school like 9 years ago, because I'm just thinking to myself like, I wish I was like a sophomore in high school and knew about stocks and ETFs
Facts.
and dividends. I'm like, bruh, like I started probably like around like 23, 24. I'm just thinking to myself, if I would have just bought Apple in 2012, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Back when it was like very cheap, or
Yeah.
Tesla,
Yeah.
or all these other companies. I'm thinking to myself, like these kids today, bro, they have so much information,
Yeah.
bro. Like literally, like they can just go on Instagram and see what stocks to buy.
Yeah.
They can go on Twitter, you know what I'm saying, and see what what ETFs are, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying, or what crypto to buy. It's just like I always say, if you're in high school today, there's no reason for you to be broke, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Like that's just my opinion, though.
Man, I think that's a lot of pressure, man.
You think so?
It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. Like I think it's a lot. That's something that I always tell people, and it's like at first I used to feel like it was pressure that women put on like these young men, like to feel like they need to be in a certain place, And it's like I've had friends that I've seen like women put that pressure on them, like, hey, nah, you can't buy me this or you can't do this, and I never really agreed with that pressure. I feel like it's a lot of pressure to put on like children now. Like, man, like you said, their kids going to school with $5,000 in their pocket. Like, even if like my parents are giving me lunch money and I put all my lunch money into ETFs, like it's gonna take me a while before I can freely walk around with 5K in my pocket. You know, like it's gonna take me like a lot of dedication, like a lot of studying to really like get to that point. So like I just feel like it's a lot of pressure. It's like, yes, you shouldn't just be dead broke because there's information out there of things that you could do. Because even if you put that $20 into Bitcoin, or you put that $20 into an ETF, or anything that you put the $20 into, you could still grow it into something. Even if you grow it to $100, and you take $100 and put it elsewhere, and that grows into $200, like there's still different ways, where you could grow your money, but I just feel like, man, the pressure is really on. And the crazy thing that you said is about being in high school, right, back in our day, and us not knowing that information. There were certain high school students in our day, but not in our community, that knew that information, But the internet is what opened those floodgates for everybody to know that information, Because like credit cards, when I was growing up, my parents were like, no credit cards. Don't do anything with credit cards. Don't get no credit cards. Don't do nothing with. Don't even think about credit cards.
Yeah.
The lesson they should have been teaching us was get a credit card
Build credit.
and build your credit. Or they should have been putting all their credit cards in our names, and having us as authorized users on the credit cards. So even while they're spending their credit cards, they're building our credit.
I got homies like that where their moms put their name on certain.
And then look at where they are today. Now when they also attach their name to like their cars. So now when you get out of, let's say you graduate as a lawyer, you want to go buy your first car. And I had this happen to me. I felt like, oh, I have my own law firm. I'm making money. Like I have great credit. I walked in there. I was like, yo, I want that Range Rover, And so they were like, okay, cool. They brought it out. They brought the Range Rover out. And then when they went to run my credit, they was like, oh, wait, you don't have a history of buying a $100,000 car or a $70,000 or $80,000 car. So regardless of where my credit was, and irregardless of how much money I had in the bank and how hard I've worked, that we're not going to honor that vehicle to me unless I paid a certain amount of money. Now I know my parents have bought X amount of cars their whole life. If I've always been attached, to, this car note, that car note, this other car note, I would be having a whole different conversation. Like if I've always been attached to this mortgage or this house note, or this lease, like it's a whole different conversation I'm having when I'm going to be a first-time home buyer.
Yeah. I experienced that too. I recently bought my first house. Like I want to say.
That's big, man. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you.
You got a beautiful house, by the way.
Nah, thank you. Nah, thank you. Nah, I mean, I just try to tell people all